So, but I think a big way to help is a lot of people will feel doomed because like, oh, it's over. This is it. There's been a lot of that talk.
Yes.
I think what helps me, at least for sure, I'm sure a lot of people out there, is like, what's next? Like, if it was terrible now, but I told you for sure that we're going to win 340 electoral votes next election, would you feel as horrible as you might feel now?
Mm-mm.
Like, if I told you we were guaranteed, like I can see into the future, we will win everything. House, Senate, popular vote.
Yeah.
We win everything. I can promise you in 2028, we will do that. Would you feel as terrified? Maybe not quite as much. I'm sure you'd still feel terrified.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we'll get a do-over.
But you can know in your heart, like, if I can get there, I'm good.
Well, that's what I did the first
right
Trump term.
And so I think
we've already done this before. It's just...
I think it's different now.
Oh, no, exactly. I mean, just like you said, I mean, they have a plan.
It's totally different now.
But again, that's going to be mostly to their enrichment, with except for maybe migrants are really going to feel it. And obviously the abortion thing.
So this is what we're going to do. So I want to talk about how we move forward. What is the plan? What went wrong? And how do we fix it? Right? As people who vote for Democrats, how do we fix it? You know?
Yep.
So just to touch, Kamala got smacked. The Democrats got smacked.
Yeah.
Illinois was 8.6 for Harris.
Yes.
Not even a safe state.
Yes.
Minnesota, where Tim Walz is from, was 0.43. The whole nation shifted right.
Yeah.
I don't think, to comfort everyone, I don't think it was the nation all of a sudden became conservatives. I think there was a lot of not turnout for the Democrats. I think. And I think there was a lot of anger, disgust, resentment, and apathy towards the National Democrat Party. Because a lot of Democrats won in the swing states where Kamala got trounced.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Democrats still won.
Yeah.
And I think it's specifically because the National Democrat Party is utterly failing.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling any punches.
Yep. No, of course.
Completely failing.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's easy to say.
Easy to say. Yep.
So there's been a lot of talk of what went wrong. So I'll give you a few lists, right? And I want you to brew as I say it.
Yep.
Biden needs to drop out sooner. He can't stay in the race that long. He can't do that.
Yep. That
valid. I don't think it's the reason that she didn't win. And I don't even know if him dropping out would have meant a win for anyone, but it would have helped.
Yes, I agree.
It would have helped.
Yep. I think if
leaving her with 100 days isn't a good idea.
Right. Also, I think if there could have been a primary and let the voters pick, or like a redo of a primary,
it might have helped.
Yeah,
could have helped. So Biden needs to get the hell out of the way.
Yep. That was. The
other one is
that was a problem.
Kamala is a woman of color.
Yes.
I also don't think that's the reason she lost.
Oh, okay, but
I don't think it helped.
Worth mentioning.
I don't think it helped.
No, I don't. I'm sure it didn't help.
I don't want to be the guy we elected Obama. Racism doesn't exist. I'm not being that guy.
Yeah.
But like, if being black or not white loses you an election, Obama would have never won.
Sure. So
it didn't help her, and I'm sure it hurt. But it's not like, oh, if she was white, she would have won. No. Joe Biden would have done worse than her. Okay.
All right.
So I want to point that also isn't true. Another thing that I've seen, which is real stupid, is this is somehow the left's fault.
Okay.
I don't as confused as you are, I am too. I don't know who that is. I don't know who the left is.
The left's fault.
I'm not sure who that is.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't know how to interpret that.
And this is some like big people saying this.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Like people in Washington are making this claim. I am currently unaware of who the left is and how they're hurting.
Okay.
I think Kamala objectively ran to the right of Joe Biden. I didn't hear her talk about education. The only time she talked about healthcare was 13 hours for the election, and she did the Medicare covers
at home.
At home. That's it. She objectively moved right on immigration. Lethal military fighting force. I didn't know if it was 2024 or 2000. 2004. Sure. I don't know
Sure.
Am I voting for Bush or am I voting for Kamala? Right. She didn't mention any transgender issues or any things like that. When directly asked on a safe network, she just said, we'll follow the law. About transgender issues and things like that. She said, we'll follow the law. So she couldn't even voice support for it. She ran to the right of Biden. Mm-hmm. That's pretty clear.
Okay. I like that assessment.
It's pretty clear. She ran to the right of Biden. Whether she personally is, I don't know her.
Sure. But on policy, they put out there.
She went to the right of Biden.
Okay.
For sure. She was to the right of Biden. So I can't say it was the left. Because she didn't come out like, I'm going to make owning a home illegal. She didn't say shit like that.
Like I wonder if here's what I think they might mean when they say the left. So there are some people on the left, kind of way left, who make a lot of noise. That makes...
Maybe.
But it makes for good clips. It makes the rounds. You know, maybe that's what they're talking about. Or, you know, people that are woke. People that put their, you know, the weirdest versions of things.
I think still to blame the left is ridiculous. I'm like, you guys didn't even run a campaign.
It's a ridiculous generalization.
You ignored the left on your campaign. They did nothing with Gaza, didn't let a Palestinian speaker at the DNC. They ignored the left. And they lost. And then they're going to blame the left.
Yeah.
Even though you already ignored the left.
Yes.
Ignorant.
Yes.
Truly ignorant. I think I know what happened. Okay? Because I am smarter than every political consultant that the DNC pays. I'm keeping that in. I'm comfortable saying that. Okay.
All right.
This loss is unacceptable.
Okay. I get it.
Hillary won the popular vote, at least.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Biden won it by a lot.
Yeah. And then Kamala, whatever they were doing with her campaign, wow. Get new people. Fire everyone. So I think you've heard... Oh, shit. Hold on. I don't know if you've heard of this man before. I don't. A man by the name of Bernard Sanders, senator from a small state, Vermont. Heard him before?
I have.
He dropped a statement that I want to read.
I saw about the loss, right? Yeah.
I'm going to read it.
Yeah. No, I'll bet this is good. But I haven't read it, so this is going to be my first time.
Bernie nails it on the head.
Yeah.
So
this is my first time hearing.
I want to just jump because he tweets his statement. Mm-hmm. It's like 2 pictures, and then he has this thing above it. I'm not even going to read. I'm going straight into the statement.
Got it.
You're going to get no intro.
Okay.
So Bernie News, Sanders' statement on the results of the 2024 election. Here we go. It should come as no great surprise that a Democrat Party which has abandoned the working class people would find that the working class has abandoned them. First, it was the white working class. Now it is Latino and black workers as well. While the Democrat leadership defends the status quo, the American people are angry and want change, and they're right. Today, while the very rich are doing phenomenally well, 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and we have more income and wealth inequality than ever before. Unbelievably real, inflation-accounted for weekly wages for the average American worker are actually lower than they were 50 years ago. Today, despite an explosion in technology and worker productivity, many young people will have a worse standard of living than their parents. And many of them worry that artificial intelligence and robotics will make a bad situation even worse. Today, despite spending far more per capita than any other country, we remain the only wealthy nation not to guarantee health care to all as a human right, and we pay, by far, the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. We, alone among major countries, cannot even guarantee paid family leave and medical leave. Today, despite strong opposition from a majority of Americans, we continue to spend billions funding the extremist Netanyahu government's all-out war against the Palestinian people, which has led to a horrific humanitarian disaster of mass malnutrition and the starvation of thousands of children. Will the big money interests and well-paid consultants who control the Democrat Party learn any real lessons from this disastrous campaign? Will they understand the pain and political alienation that tens of millions of Americans are experiencing? Do they have any ideas as how we can take on the increasingly powerful oligarchy, which has so much economic and political power? Probably not. In the coming weeks and months, those of us concerned about grassroots democracy and economic justice need to have some very serious political discussions. Stay tuned. Bernie Sanders.
Good. Yeah.
So
good.
That naturally
Yeah.
exploded
Yeah.
among
Sure.
Democrat voters.
Yeah.
A lot of talk about it.
Yeah.
So I need to find something. Share. I'm listening.
Well, I think the thing I took out of that, I mean, obviously he's really unhappy about what's going on, in Gaza, but understandably, but I think kind of the take home of that entire thing is, the idea of like donor Dems want status quo. And
people don't like that. And he's right.
Right. I mean, I think that's the core principle kind of underlying that entire message.
100%.
That could apply in so many different ways, but like if you distill it down, that's really it. I mean, if you imagine what your messaging looks like, if you're trying to just defend status quo,
you look lame.
Like, I want a president who tells me that they're going to put a vending machine on every street corner, just like, in high school. And you know what I mean? But but obviously not
people
what they
are
do.
feeling pain.
Yep.
And they want
A plan.
they can feel that something's wrong.
Mhm.
People aren't dumb.
Yes.
They might be dumb, but they're not that dumb, okay?
Yes.
They can feel something's wrong. They want someone to tell them why it's wrong, who's doing it to them, and what they're going to do about it.
So simple.
Donald Trump has taken a real fear and a real pain,
And blamed it on.
everyone wrong. Immigrants,
Yes. Or
not white people.
or even better, the masterful manipulation of the use of the word they.
They. Who is they doesn't know.
It doesn't matter.
But he has taken a real pain and a real fear people feel. So the thing of people used to say, not much anymore, that he riled up the American people, I think is completely wrong. I think that pain and fear has always been there.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the first person to capitalize on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of turning it to who is really hurting the people, he's just using it as a tool to do whatever he wants and what Republicans want and what rich people want.
Yes.
So another man, by the name of Jamie Harrison, who you also might know as the chair of the Democrat Party.
Okay.
This fucking moron tweets out this. In reply to Bernard Sanders.
Oh, no.
This is straight up BS.
What?
Biden was the most pro-worker president of my lifetime. Saved union pensions, created millions of good-paying jobs, and even marched in a picket line. And some of MVP's plans would have fundamentally transformed the quality of life and closed the racial wealth gap for working people across this country. From the child tax credits to $25,000 for a down payment for a house to Medicare covering the cost of senior health care in their homes. There are a lot of post-election takes, and this ain't a good one.
What's your response to that?
I
I mean, it sounds like it. Like
Okay,
he
I'll
was
say
right
this.
about everything he said about Biden, right?
I know why we lost.
Okay.
This guy.
Okay.
I'm just putting my finger at him,
Yeah.
clearly.
That guy and people like him.
True. He spoke truth.
Sure.
I don't care. Just
Well,
like
what?
just like a majority of Americans don't care.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It isn't because policy isn't what gets people elected. Definitely not anymore.
Yeah.
Kamala definitely had better policy.
Yeah.
Right, objectively. Trump has terrible policy,
Okay.
but that doesn't matter to people.
Sure. Yeah. He doesn't
Right.
really have much in the way of
No.
policy.
And this is leading into a larger point, right? Sure, but Biden did have a pro-worker presidency. The bar is buried 3 feet under the floor. So not real hard.
To do better.
Like if a president comes in and doesn't shoot one worker in the face every day, they're the most pro-labor president in the history of the country since FDR. So not a challenge.
Sure.
So great, Biden. You did the bare minimum. This does not resonate.
Got it. I see your point. You're saying that,
People
there's been a
want-
few highlights, but
Sure.
but
What's the story?
yeah, where's the drama?
Where's the
in
bigger
that?
picture? Where's the narrative? What's wrong?